Welcome, dear listeners, viewers from United Kingdom, USA, Asia, Africa, South America. My name is teacher Kaligo Dotto Njige from Tanzania, Africa. I'm the award analyst of literature books like novel, short stories, plays, and poems. I have brought to you the novel known as Mortel or another meaning is The Death of Asa by Thomas Malory from United Kingdom. Sir Thomas Malory was born in 1393 in Kingdom of England and died in 1470. Thomas Malory was an English writer, the author of Mortel. The book written by William Caston in 1485 after the death of Thomas Malory. Mortel means the death of Asa. The title is actually spelled as Mortel in the first printing. Malory likely started work on it while he was in prison in the early 1450s and completed it by 1470. William Caston may have named it Mortel instead of Malory's original title. Most of the events in the book take place in Britain and France. Thomas Malory wrote his book to reveal central ideas or themes as a challenge in his society and the other part of the world. He wrote to reveal the themes of jealousy, competition, and revenge. Mortel original spelled Mortel and grammatical Middle French for the death of Asa, is a 15th century Middle English closely working by Sir Thomas Malory of tales about the legendary King Asa, Guinevere, Lancelot, Merlin, and the King Knight of the Round Table, along with their respective folklore, in order to tell a complete story of Asa from his conception to his death. Malory compiled, rearranged, interpreted, and modified material from various French and English sources. Today, this is one of the best known as work of Alsatian literature. Many authors since the 19th century revival of the legend have used Malory as their principal source. The name Sir Thomas Malory was made famous by the Chronicles of King Arthur, published by William Caston in 1485, though scholars have not definitely identified him. A likely candidate is Sir Thomas Malory of Newbold, Neville, whose life story is rather obscure, though he was identified as a kidnapped prisoner in the literature. He was said to have been imprisoned many times during the War of Roses. He variously supported both sides, though he denied all crimes. It is clear from the writing itself that he was well educated, fluent in French, and therefore likely came from a West family. Mortel begin with Sir Agravain and Sir Mordred, two of the king knights from Round Table, accusing Sir Lancelot, who is not present at the time, of his affair with the queen and claiming it treasonous. They plot to trap Lancelot in the queen's chambers and bring him to justice. However, on the day they act on their plan, Lancelot fights the king knights and single-handedly kills them, all except for one, Sir Mordred, who manages to flee from the fight to bring the devastating news to the king. Before Sir Lancelot flees from the kingdom for his surfeit, he tells the queen that should she ever find herself in need of rescue, he would come back for her and save her. And the story goes, her life is threatened by her very own husband. Sir Gawain tries to beg for the life of his queen, explaining how she is innocent. But the king does not want to listen to him and orders for his wife to burn at the stake because of her treason. Lancelot hears of the execution plan and he shows up with the promised, but before the rescue could take place, 40 kidnappers block in his way. He fights them all off and kills every single one of his own brothers to save his queen. Among the ones who dies are two of Sir Gawain's brothers, who always looked up to and admired Lancelot. Immediately, Gawain could only see red. He begs his king for war to enact vengeance for his brothers until Arthur finally nods his head and the war started. Sir Lancelot was trying to explain everything to Arthur to make peace, but Sir Gawain was not having any of it. He is dead, set on his vengeance, and so the war begins. After the bloodshed, the war finally comes to an end, and peace with the condition that Lancelot be banished to France. Gawain, however, is not satisfied and talks to Arthur about taking the war to France because of his vengeance, demands that Lancelot be killed once again. The king gives him the wish a fruit. They depart England for France. Arthur leaves his son, Mordred, in charge of his absence, which was not a good thing. During the king's time away, Mordred forgives papers to claim the king has died in battle, and that he is to become king. During their exile, Sir Lancelot and his king knights make France their home. His king knights receive all new titles, duques, barons, and lords, and they each receive their own estate. Unfortunately, the time is short-lived when King Arthur and Sir Gawain show up. Sir Gawain's taunts Sir Lancelot, calling him a traitor, which lulls him into a duel. Ultimately, Lancelot woods Gawain. At that moment, the king catches wind of rebellion going on back in England. So they quickly depart, leaving Lancelot and his men alone once again. Once they make it back home, Gawain's wound turns fatal. Before he passes, he warns Arthur not to fight against his son or to go war because he would meet his own death. Gawain dies from his wound, and Arthur is met by Mordred's arm. Before the fight, Arthur speaks with his son, calling for a treaty. Mordred agrees but states that drawing sword by either side would mean a return to hostile and war. Soon after, one of the Arthur's king knights is bitten by a snake, draws his sword, and unwittingly breaks the terms of the truce. When the wars come to an end, Arthur realizes that both armies have been inherited safety for himself, his son, and two king knights. This causes Arthur to see red once again, and in his rage, he seeks out his son and kills him, but not before receiving a fatal wound of his own. As he lies dying, Arthur asks one of his surviving king knights, Sir Bedivere, to throw his sword, Excalibur, into the water and come back to tell him what he had seen. Sir Bedivere does not do as his king asks, and instead trying to hide the sword, then returning to report that he saw nothing. Arthur claims him to be a traitor. So Sir Bedivere goes back and finally does as he is asked and throws the sword into the water. And lo and behold, he sees a hand rise from the water to catch the sword, then quickly disappear. Upon his return, Bedivere takes his dying king to a hermit. There Arthur passed away and is. Sir Lancelot, hear of both King Arthur's and Sir Gawain's death and comes to England. Upon arriving, he becomes a hermit, and when Queen Guinevere passed away, she is buried alongside with her fallen king. Sir Lancelot soon follows, dying of broken heart, and upon his death, Sir Constantine is made the new King of England. That is the end of the novel analysis. Thank you for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, comment below this video.